Boom! Just like that, we are live. Uncle Bull Cow, I'm here. Welcome to our second edition of Testimony Tuesday. That's right, Testimony Tuesdays, meet the Chili Head. So many of you know, every Tuesday night, for quite some time now, we've done Tincture Tuesday. Okay? What's up, Philip? What's good? George's Hot Sauce in the building. We got an awesome show coming up tonight, so stay tuned. Death Ridge is in the house. So, I'll give the little intro before she jumps on to our show. So we did Tincture Tuesday, and we will go back to this in the spring. Every Tuesday night at 8:30, guys, be here. And, you know, if anybody wants to jump on tonight, we're doing a one-on-one. But when we go back to Tincture Tuesday, anything goes. Whoever wants to jump on the live sends me a request, and we do it. But tonight, and so for the next, who knows, maybe 8 weeks, what we are going to do is something different. We started off with Tincture Tuesday, then we did Titan Tuesday, where we had guys that just extreme pepperheads. What's up, Kevin? Extreme pepperheads battling it out, doing challenges together, getting wrecked together. So we did the Titan Tuesday series. We finished up 2 weeks ago with Hot Dang Show. We were going to do it live here and on YouTube. We ended up doing a dual live video on YouTube for that. So if you haven't seen him do my Hellfire Fudge Challenge, check out Hot Dang Show. Anyways, this kind of worked out cool. We already had last week, we already planned on starting the Meet the Chili Head series last week. We had that planned for about a month. And we weren't sure who our first guest was going to be. What's up, Espicante? And we weren't sure who our first guest was going to be. And then I talked to Jimmy Pickles, and it just worked out perfect. So last week, if you guys didn't watch the video, you can scroll down through my videos and you can watch. I interviewed Jimmy Pickles from jppepperseeds.com, and it was a really good time. Really cool hearing his story, and some of his stories were hilarious. But what's up, brother? So tonight, for our second edition of Meet the Chili Head, tonight we are going to talk to Chilipino from Chilipino Pepper Company. She's a chili head. She is a grower like crazy. And I actually got to meet her about a month ago. And so it just worked out kind of cool because Pickles was on last week, first show. And then let me just... I am going to send a couple of these out. Guys, hit that share button down in the... okay. Hit the share button down in the corner, if you would. It's that right-hand button. All right, there we go. Oh, sorry, Kevin. I just sent that to you. Oh, no. There we go. All right. Down, if you guys look down in the corner, there's an arrow or a kite looking thing. Hit that button, and that will bring it up for you to share it in your messenger right here on Instagram. And so in the next couple minutes, Chilipino is going to be joining us, and we're going to ask her. I'm going to ask her some questions. I'm going to ask her the same 5 questions that I'm going to ask everybody. The same 5 questions that I asked Jimmy Pickles last week. We're going to find out what, you know, I'll make you wait for that. Announcements. While we're waiting for her to jump on, here's the deal. We have a giveaway. I'll show you some of the stuff. SRF sauce. We got some yellow mash. Sauce Bay. This is all going to one person. Pineapple, Monster Mash. Okay, there's Chilipino. Hey, just hit the little button at the bottom, girl. You know, right where that, like, it's a little plus sign. And it'll send me a request. And then I'll accept it. Jerk sauce, seasonings, and there's more. So this is all the giveaway. This is all going to one person, and we're going to do the draw. There it is. On it's going to be on YouTube. So without further ado, the one and the only Chilipino. There she is.
Hello.
Look at that. It's daytime. Hello, where you are.
It's 9:35 in the morning where I am.
That is so awesome. So you're in the Philippines right now.
I am.
Wow.
I got here a couple weeks ago.
That is so awesome. Yeah, when you told me you're over there, I was like, wow, I'm jealous. We've always wanted to go. My wife is half Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Her uncle was the late Ike Lozada.
Okay.
That was her grandmother's brother. So, and pretty much everybody knows who he is in the Philippines. A lot of people in America do, but she's got distant family over there. But we've always wanted to go, and we'll make it to the Philippines one of these days.
I'll be your tour guide whenever you're ready.
Yes. So did you say you found some spicy stuff over there?
I did. Actually, a couple of friends of mine sent me hot sauce because it's really hard to find the spice level that I'm accustomed to in the States. They think that a jalapeno is extremely spicy here, so I had to source out my spicy stuff.
That's what's up. Yeah. So anyways, guys, anyone that's on my channel that don't know, this is Chilipino. Anybody that's watching that's follows her, I'm Uncle Bullcow. Every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern, we do Tincture Tuesday. But we started off doing a series of Titan Tuesday where we had Clash of the Titans. All the big extreme chili heads were like battling it out, doing challenges. We did that. That lasted till 2 weeks ago. And then last week we started, this is Testimony Tuesday, where we want to hear the stories from the chili head. So this is Meet the Chili Head Testimony Tuesday. We had Jimmy Pickles last week. And Chilipino watched, and she was the first one. I said, hey, you want to be on next week? I'll have you on. Yeah, and it was nice meeting you, by the way. We did get to meet about a month ago, 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That's awesome. All right, so I'm just going to ask you 5 questions, and then we can just kind of chat, or else we'll go to the comments for some Q&A from the people watching.
Okay, sounds good.
The first one is, how did you get involved into growing chilies and eating chili? Start off with eating chilies, or how, like with hot food, or how'd you get into all of this?
Well, like I said, Filipinos are not really known for eating super spicy food, but my father and his father have always been big chili heads, and I thought it was always cool when they would just pick up a pot of like the Thai peppers that we have here. They would just eat it with every bite, and so that's where it all started. And the first time I had a pepper, I was bawling my eyes out, and then I wanted another bite. So until now, I'm still having the next bite of spicier stuff. Hi, Jimmy Pickles. He's here saying hi.
What's up, Jimmy? That's awesome. That was the same thing with me. It was a long Thai, a little bit hotter than a regular Thai when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking like 1980, and I never had it, and no one had anything like that in the States. And this old Italian guy gave it to my dad, and my dad gave it to me. He thought I was going to take a bite, and I popped the whole thing, and my father's like, no! And my ears burned. Mighty Mustache in the building. My ears burned, and I just got lit. But I loved the flavor and the burn so much, I went back to it.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's some of your favorite peppers that are below a ghost? So anywhere in the Scotch bonnet, or anywhere in between the medium range. What's some of your favorite peppers?
Well, it's kind of a coin toss with the biquinios, but those are my favorite non-super hot peppers. The biquinio peppers, I will
Okay.
sing praises all the days of my life for those peppers, because the red ones you can get either the sweet version or the slightly spicier one. But I love the texture, the flavor, the crunch of it, and I just love biquinios. And other than that, the Sugar Rush family of peppers, I love those.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and then there's one that I grew last year. It was it was a Brazilian variety. I'm gonna send you a message about it. But they're so small and so sweet and floral, and I think I'm gonna keep growing those. Which is the best thing about growing peppers. Like you find a new variety that you add to your you know final list of peppers that you have to grow every single year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, my thing every year is that I have too many varieties, too many seeds, and I'm like, I gotta cut some out. And I literally got mad the other day. I was looking through, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I'm like, it's like, and I don't want to cut out classics, so I actually just
Yeah,
ordered some seeds from pickles, and they're classics. They're stuff
yeah,
that maybe I have some of the seeds and they weren't isolated, or I have some and they're old, but I'm like, let
hmm,
me order some more because you got to have these. But
yeah.
yeah, it's like, but it's a good problem to have, to have
It
that
is.
many varieties, and that's just awesome. So what about super hots or above that, like maybe above a fatale or and hotter? Is there any particular peppers that you like that are the on the upper spectrum?
I've been very, very, very sort of in love with the primatali variety. Like I had the caramel primatali about like a month and a half ago, and then I had the chocolate primatali, and I like the flavor. And other than that, I also like I don't know if everyone has heard of the Mighty Mustaches Orange Gusher. That one's a tasty pepper too. So watch out for that one because that one's a good pepper, and that's what I used for the hot sauce that I made.
Heck yeah, I actually got to try some of your hot sauce, remember?
Yeah, how did you like it?
It was slamming. I think I tried both, but I remember the raspberry one, and it was so fresh. The raspberry flavor of it was so fresh, and it was really good. Yeah, I
That
was
was
definitely impressed.
the brainchild of the Mighty Mustache. That was his sauce, the raspberry one
All
was
right,
his.
Mighty Mustache. Shout out to you. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, and he gave me some pods that day, and then I got another one from him like last week. Yeah,
Hmm.
last week I seen him, and I did some challenges that were a little bit light. I got a low tolerance, but these were a little bit too light for me. So he comes up and hands me a white ghost, and I'm like, all right. So I was able to get a little burn.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bobby knows what he's doing, man. He's definitely a seasoned vet in the pepper game. So, what are you going to grow this year that maybe is new that you didn't grow last year? Do you have anything planned?
I actually just ordered a few peppers from Jimmy, just like you did. So I'm waiting for that, and I'm excited to grow the primatalis and
Yes.
have them around because I really like the flavor of them. No matter how much they hurt me, I enjoyed the flavor of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I did get some caramel primatali seeds from him.
Hmm.
I think he's out of the chocolate, but I ordered the caramels a
Yeah.
few weeks back, or maybe about 3 weeks ago. So I already have those. The caramel primatali I have not tried yet. I had the golden primatali from him that I grew this year. The red, I actually have. I still have some of the seeds from last year, so I will grow a
Hmm.
couple of those. And yeah, that was crazy. And I almost got to try a yellow primatali, but
Is
uh,
that is rumored to be
Tom
spicier?
Tom Brooms, yeah, but he was gonna give me one a couple weeks ago, but he's like, you got to eat the whole thing, and I was like, I was kind of scared, and I'm like, you know what? I was like, I don't know, and I tried to get Paul from League of Fire to split it with me,
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of agreed. So we were gonna eat, half of it each, but then Paul's like, I'm gonna take a little nibble at the end. So I'm like, oh
Oh
man.
no.
And I chickened out a little bit. So I should have took advantage of it. But yeah, the Prima Tali is an excellent pepper. Even the powder, Jimmy sent me some Prima Tali powder last year, and I was so impressed with it. I ended up getting some from a friend. I was able to get my hands on some, so I had some of the powder to get me through that I used in some challenges, some tinctures and stuff like that. And so the Prima Tali is definitely, it's one of the hottest peppers out there. And I like the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did eat a whole one about a month ago. My wife, Dr. Duck Butter sent us some pods, and there was 4 Prima Talis, and I wanted my wife to eat all of them. And she kind of got herself hung up, and I came over and sat down. I go, I'll eat one, and I just took one, and I popped it in my mouth and ate it. And trust me, you didn't see me in the camera after that because I have to get up and walk back and forth, and I don't know what goes through my mind. I think it's almost like if you put a rat in a maze and closed off both exits, there's no way out. There's nothing they can do, just run around. I walk through my house, and it's like I'm looking for an escape from this pain, but it doesn't do me any good. I don't know why I do it, but I just can't sit still. It's hard.
Was it like an instant burn for you, or because I took half and I wasn't feeling anything, and I took the other half, and maybe in about a minute or so, that's when it started hitting me like a dump truck. Like, what is this?
Yeah. I think the Prima Tali does have it has a good hang time on it. So I've had some peppers that I've had that have like for instance, like pepper D is it don't kick in fully for a while, and then it's this killer throat burn. Mouth burn's not too bad, but worst throat burn I've ever had was from that pepper. And then the fastest, like the one that just punches you, I think, is the NK Hellhammer. But that one wears off quick. The Prima Tali is like right between those two peppers. It has that intense burn, but it's mouth, throat, and it has a good hang time on it. So yeah, the Prima Tali is. I absolutely love those. So tell me this. Name a couple, or maybe one or two. What's some of the worst burns you ever got, like panic mode?
Panic mode.
Yeah.
It has to be like the first ghost pepper that I've ever had, because I've never had anything hotter than that. Maybe like 5-6 years ago, I had my first ghost pepper, and I thought it was like a jalapeno or a habanero at worst, and it was just something that I never imagined I could feel. So the first burn, super hot burn, was the ghost pepper, and then the second one was the Prima Tali. Those were the top two that I can think of.
Wow.
And then maybe like sauce wise, there was a challenge sauce that Mustache sent us, and it was the I think it was Zero Gravity or something like that, but it was super spicy, and it was a challenge, and I thought everyone was gonna have 12 or 15 teaspoons of the sauce, so I had like 10. I think this is good enough. And then I find out that the most that they did was like 6. And here I go doing 10 teaspoons. And after that, I was down. I was like in a fetal position for a good couple of days, because it was just one of the worst burns ever.
Wow. Yeah, so the ghost was your first one, then your Prima Tali. Yeah, the Prima Tali was if anybody wants to watch, if you go search like YouTube for Prima Tali red pepper review, you're gonna see one of the top videos is me and my wife when we first started reviewing pods, and she's 10 times literally tougher than me when it comes to eating hot stuff. Literally, I'm not exaggerating, but that's the first time I ever seen her burn like that. Like she was literally like, she's like, oh no, and I was like, yes. And yeah, so that video is pretty cool. That was the first. We each had it was just a small Prima Talis too, but I only ate like half, so I didn't even get fully in the placenta. And she ate about 3/4. Maybe she finished it, but she was ripped, and I was just like, yeah. And it took me a while to burn her. She's got this like tolerance. Like when we first met, like our first date, we went out for Indian food. We said, make it as hot as you can. And of course they didn't make it hot enough. Then I had gotten dried ghost chilies because I didn't even know this whole
Yeah.
world existed back when we met. And I remember putting the ghost chilies, I'd break them. They were dried. I'd break them and put them in like the curry. And then I decided I just took a whole one and threw it in there, and it rehydrated. And so when I was spooning it out in the bowls for us, I seen that and I put it in hers. And I sat there watching her eat it, and she looked at me. She goes, "You tried to get me, didn't you?" And I go, "Why?" And I'd smirk, and she's like, I just got a whole ghost pepper. And I'm like, "Are you burning?" She goes, "No." I'm like, "What the heck?" So it took a while, but yeah, the prima tally was the first one that got her. She got, she detects heat. She got burned before that, but that was the first time I seen her, where it was noticeable.
Yeah.
So,
Like you saw her in pain at that moment.
Yeah. Joaquin, what's up, brother? So, all right, so we're going to go to the comments now. Guys, in the next 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, if you guys want to ask any questions to Chilipino, you guys feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments, because otherwise I'll just talk and, she's our guest here. So if you guys have any questions, and that's why I like to do it like this. It worked out good last week with Pickles. Because sometimes, a lot of times when you're interviewing, someone will come on and they'll just start saying, ask them this, ask them that. Yeah. Here, I just asked basic 5 questions. Favorite peppers, how'd you get into this? And then we go to the crowd, so that way their comments don't get buried into some Neverland. It's beautiful. Look at the sky where you're at.
Oh yeah, I have to show you around because it's beautiful out here. This is the Philippines.
Oh my Lord, look at that.
There's mangoes everywhere and just plants and trees and bonsais, and it's beautiful out here. You guys need to visit.
Wow, that is great. What part, where are you?
I'm currently in Pampanga. It's a province in the Philippines, in the northern part of the Philippines.
Northern part? Okay. I don't know much about like the geography, but it looks really nice there. Wow.
It's so quiet.
It's cold here.
So
we're gonna be at Friday. It's gonna be 15 degrees, and I'm in North Carolina. It don't usually get like that here.
Oh wow!
But
it's actually the winter here in the Philippines, and it's a crisp 90 degrees.
Wow, that's crazy. My wife would love it. She loves the heat. All right, I'm gonna check the comments and see. Okay, who's that? Mighty Mustache said he wants to know what was the most terrifying guest that we had for your podcast.
I can't pick one because all of them I had a panic attack before every single interview. He can attest to this.
Really?
But yes, I did, and I think I threw up right before the 7-Pot Club interview because I was so nervous to meet Rob because I've been watching him for years. And I was telling him, bro, I don't think I can do this, man. I feel like I'm about to throw up. And he said, like, let it out and then come to the show. And so when it went live, I just put on a show and pretended like I wasn't panicking on the inside. But every single video, I don't know if you guys can tell it, when I'm interviewing these people, I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason why we started the show was it's sort of like immersion therapy, like if you have a phobia, you expose yourself to the thing that you're scared of. And for me, right. I had anxiety. And so what's the worst thing that we can do that's controlled and it doesn't, put us in any harm? Why don't we do a live stream? And that's how Behind the Foliage started. Immersion therapy.
That's great. I did watch a couple of them. I know I watched the one with Pickles, and I watched a few other ones. I don't remember now. I don't remember who I've seen. Did you have was Chili Chump on one of them?
Chili Chump was the first one, and then we had Kang Star, Peter Stanley.
Oh, I've seen
we had
part of that.
Yeah, we had a few great guests like soil scientists from Canada. We had a whole bunch of people that I had no idea would agree to be interviewed by a couple of chumps like us.
That's what it's all about. I mean, we all have stuff in common, and we all, I mean, it's like, for me, my thing is, I grew up in upstate New York, and there's not like a lot of people there. I was the chili king. Like, I mean, come on, my tolerance is low. I can't imagine. But nobody in my city or my county could beat me in a wing eating contest, you know, because I could beat them all. So I grew up as this, like, the hot sauce guy, and people always bought me hot sauce and stuff, and they were like, always. And I still get friends of mine that I went to school with in elementary, middle school, high school, that to this day tag me and stuff on Facebook. They'll see something hot and, hey, you try this. And so I've always had that reputation. It wasn't until 2018 or 19 when me and my wife were watching YouTube and we seen Shahina, UK Chili Queen, eating a bunch of peppers, and I was like, that's nuts. I was like, I didn't even know this whole world existed. And so, and then I watched a bunch of her videos, then that's how I got exposed to like Johnny Scoville, and then the algorithms, you know how it is, they took all of them away. Like, for some reason, I don't know why, but they weren't in my recommended feed. I watch YouTube on the Fire Stick, so it's on the TV, and I just never seen anything for a while. It's like the chili world was dark to me. And then I was buying plants, you know, back then I'd buy like seedlings from Lowe's, like Ghost and Reaper and jalapenos and stuff. And it was 2021, you know, well, wait, was it 2021 or 2020? No, it was 2021 when we started watching those guys again. And we went to a hot sauce expo festival thing here in North Carolina. I'm telling my wife, you should get in this pepper eating contest, which she did somehow. But like, we didn't even know it was going to happen. We went to just buy hot sauce and just geek out, you know, because we love this stuff. Yeah. And I walked away from her and the kids for a minute and did something. I come back and she's like, hey, Johnny Scoville's here. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, Eliza just seen him and we said hi. And so my daughter, who was like, what, 4 or 5 then, like, tells my wife, hey, there's Johnny Scoville, you know. She knows who he is. And so I went up and talked to him. We shot a little quick video and stuff, and it was just after that. I did meet Bella before that, right before Johnny, but after that, just the rabbit hole just went deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah. Started meeting all these amazing growers. I would buy boxes of pods from everybody. Like, I had little small flat rate boxes, big boxes, medium, just coming in from all over the country constantly because I just wanted to try everything. And so, yeah, it's a fun journey. But that's the thing is, there's nobody, you know, we can't think of people like they're celebrities unless if they put themselves in that position and they act like that, then they're not really part. Then they're not part of the chili community at all. Anyways, they're, you know. And there are people like that, but most of us, no. We all talk to each other, and we're, you know, it's just, and it's like me and Johnny geeking out in the hot sauce collection a couple weeks back. I'm like, it's like, you know, I haven't been able to do this. I've seen sauces I haven't seen in 20 years. I haven't been able to do anything like that ever. You know, I'm like, and just to be around people and be like, oh my God, you remember this? And they're like, yes, you know. Just geeking out to that because it's been something I've been into for so long. It's just great. So yeah, don't be nervous about interviewing people.
That was such a wild experience being in that room.
That was.
Like, I think I had an out of body experience just being in that space. I was like, holy cow, that was
And I knew, like, I seen pictures of it, like, right before, and that, but I still didn't know the magnitude of it. And I got down there, and I'm like, holy mackerel. And then when I started seeing stuff, like, I was looking for stuff that I remembered that it's out of print or it's been out of distribution for years. And then, and I'd find it. And then it would be like, while I was looking, I'd say, oh my gosh, look at this, you know? And I was like, wow, it was really cool, and it was definitely something. And I'm going to go out there sometime soon, and we're going to do some. Me and Vic are going to do some stuff together. But Yeah, definitely great. Um, Let me check the comments and see if we got any more questions. So, yeah, Pickles said he was supposed to be there. Pickles, you're going to move down here so you can just go there anytime you want, right? Pickles, Pickles has got to get away from that place up there. What's your favorite plant outside of chili plants? There's a good one.
Oh, I mean, I collect a lot of plants in my home, and pretty soon people are going to be exposed to the gravity of my obsession with plants. But I like collecting aroids, which are tropical plants, specifically like the rare types of aroids. I have Monstera albos. There's a Monstera aurea,
My
my
wife,
constellation.
Hey,
my wife's listening.
I'm gonna rob you.
Yeah, she said she's gonna rob you.
Yes,
She's got pink princess
I have
philodendrons right here
the pink
growing. She's
princess
got, you
too.
can't really see much. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of like but she's got,
Mine are a mess.
yeah, she's got a terrarium over there. So she's into when you as soon as she. Why'd you have Bobby? Why'd you have to ask her that? No, that's cool because she's over here just making some food, ready to feed. She has sugar gliders, and she has all different kinds. So she has to feed them at night.
Yeah.
She's making their food right now and listening. And when you said that, I seen her eyes light up, and she's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh,
Oh
so
yeah.
you don't know my entire constellation. Those are like Rolls Royces.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
have
cool.
there's a Monstera that's literally called Monstera aurea. It's like the yellow variegated one, so I had to have that, and that cost me an arm and a leg. I'm like, why am I crazy like this? Why am I built like this? And I don't understand, but it's an
Oh, I
obsession and I
know.
can't stop.
I know. Trust me. She had stuff $1,000 plant shipped from Indonesia before, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, it can get out of control. Trust me.
I know.
Are you gonna
I know.
bring? Hey, are you gonna smuggle back some cuttings when you come back? Or you can find stuff in the Philippines.
No, I'm not gonna risk it. I don't want to be
Oh, so
arrested because
yeah, that's true.
yeah, because I already have. I trust me. I have more than enough plants in my house. It looks like a
Yeah,
jungle in there. I have an aquarium, but I don't have fish in it. I have plants because it keeps the humidity in. My living room
right.
is like the Amazon. My family room, I don't have a lot of furniture because I just have plant stands. Um, just ask anyone in my house. I have the freshest oxygen in Chicago.
That's awesome. Wow, that's pretty cool to know. Well, thank you, Bobby, for
Yeah.
asking her that because that's definitely
That's why I got into rare plants because I was like, I want to improve the air quality in my house.
Right.
And then I was like, well, if I'm gonna have plants, they're taking up real estate in my house. They might as well be making money while they're here. And then I just got like obsessed with how beautiful some of them are, and I got way too interested.
I see you looking
she got a pretty
around.
good point. Yeah, because I'm like looking at remember. I don't know many of them. I know the pink princess philodendron because that's my favorite one, and I think it's pretty and cool looking and stuff. And it's like she's got it on a stick, like growing like a vine and whatnot. So
I don't really have rare because I'm a stay-at-home mom, but so I have mostly just uncommon. But the only rare one I have that probably no one's interested in is the it's Monstera tuberculata. It looks like the Monstera tubae, but it's not. It's more rare form.
It's like shingling.
It's like rare. Yeah, it's a shingler.
It's one of the
It's really, really rare. Nobody's interested in it, but it's really rare.
I
cool.
love those plants. Like I could just have them stick into my wall, and I wouldn't care if it takes up real estate in my house, destroys walls. I don't care. I just want my house to look like a jungle.
I'll send you what I'm talking about because it's a white form, so it's like
Wow.
you can't even find pictures of it on the internet, but I'm just sending you a cutting in case you like it.
there you go.
Oh, okay. But once I get back, I'm sending you a cutting of an elbow because I have so many elbow cuttings.
No, mine's not worth that much. That's too much.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I have way too much of it. I have I think I have 10 elbow plants, and I did air layering before I left, so by the time I'm back in Chicago, it should be well rooted by then. So send
Oh,
me
good
your
idea.
address, and I'll be sending you a cutting.
No, I really send me something cheaper.
Hey, she gets on with us Tuesday nights. Actually, a lot of times she's ran the show, but she's like dressed in her night attire, nightgown stuff. So she's not jumping on tonight. But yeah, if you guys ever want to take over and do a little plant talk and burn, you guys can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can do a little burn together and stuff. Definitely jump on. That's something that yeah. That is so awesome. So you said how long? Are you staying over there for?
I'm here until the end of the month, and then I'll be back. Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. I know when you said you're yeah, you definitely you're there at the perfect time, because we haven't got this, like down here. We have not had this kind of weather in since 2017. Mm-hmm. Where it's this cold at this time of year. We usually get like a couple cold days that are cold in January or February, But to have this, it's going to be 14 or 15 degrees Friday, and then the same, and then like 20s and stuff like that. For over a week straight, we don't usually get that. So it's definitely all right, so let me see if I got some. All right, what's your favorite hot sauce?
That's not a fair question to ask, because I like all of them. But I could tell you things that stick in my brain, and the ones that I always grab. It's the one, it's a Colorado brand. It's like Boulder, Colorado, and it has like smoked garlic and smoked peppers in it, and I think I had a few people try it, and it's not spicy, but it's very flavorful. I do tend to look for hot sauces that are more spice forward or garlic forward, not necessarily like super spicy, but just more flavorful.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I like what Johnny was saying a couple weeks ago. He said his favorite hot sauce is whatever one he grabs for that particular meal. And I'm like, yeah, because the thing is that, like, let's just take a look at, all right, I just reviewed this earlier. Mm-hmm. So this is Cajun. This is the one that comes in the that. So this sauce is sweet, a little bit smoky. And it actually went good on breakfast. It would go good on pulled pork and stuff like that. But there's other stuff that it might not go good on. You see what I'm saying? And so that's my thing. It's hard to nail down a favorite hot sauce. For breakfast, it's a sauce that I make that when I'm not reviewing something or I don't have something in front of me, I always have a ton of it. And it's a fermented hot sauce. And so, like, I got certain flavors that I like. I actually don't like my fermented sauce on like chicken wings. I like more of a basic sauce, a garlicky sauce or something like that. So yeah, it's so, there's so many out there. I got so many cool ones to review. I've been doing YouTube reviews and like Instagram live, just jumping on in the morning, do a breakfast and just sit there and talk and chat with people and review a sauce, stuff like that.
I would recommend you to try Sam's House. He is a hot sauce maker in Minnesota, and he's a trained chef turned into a hot sauce maker. So his flavors
what's his name again?
Sam's House.
Okay. Send me in a message in case I.
Right. And he's very approachable, and he's very wild and talkative, but his sauces can back him up. Like he can talk a big game, and he can walk the walk. So the sauces are really great. I met up with him at the Illinois Hot Sauce Expo, and I ordered like one of each of his sauces, and I've enjoyed all of them so far. And I haven't tried one that I didn't like. So I would have you try those too. Yeah, Sam's House.
Yeah. And I've noticed, I mean, I'll be honest, like myself, I was a chef for 20 years, and we used to have to come into work and we'd have to make 5 dinner specials, 5 features off of whatever fish we just got from the pier, when I lived on the coast, or whatever we got for ingredients. We had to come up with it, and we had to do that now. Like, there wasn't time. So I was always the sauce man when it came to anything from beurre blancs, you know, any kind of coulis, any kind of sauce there was. And so I always, and another thing, I'm always the guy that orders extra dressing for my salad, extra sauce for this. I just like a lot of sauce on things. And so that's how I got, you know, with the hot sauce. Me and my wife were I was making small little batches for whatever meal we would have. We'd have a little leftover the next day and we'd smash it. We'd fight over it sometimes. I'd take it to work and she'd go looking all over the fridge, or else I'd get home, it was gone. And so when I made my first batch of fermented sauce, I sent some bottles out. People said, keep making it. Then I started like experimenting, and I was like, oh, wait a second. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I've made sauces for years, so I can make sauces catered to different things. One thing that surprised me, I'm going to be honest, was like the dessert style sauces. Like, people kept telling me, make blueberry and pineapple and all this stuff. And I don't personally like a lot of like sweet and savory. Like, sauces that somebody uses like habanero and tomato, I don't want pineapple in with it. So I started making dessert sauces with peppers and fruit, you know, so they're sweet. And I was very surprised at how people like went nuts over those. I eat them on pancakes and waffles, but I know people put this on.
Do you like it? Is there a Asian hot sauce that you recommend?
The one that I made. The one that I made. The Blazing Asian. Look out for that.
Oh, the Blazing Asian. All right.
Blazing Asian. Watch out for that hot sauce. It'll be somewhere out there soon.
Yeah, get it done. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, and you know, like, just guys, anybody watching this, just stay tuned. We got big things coming in the future. Like, it's just, this whole community is growing at a fast pace. It's about to grow way bigger. And Chilipino knows what I'm talking about. But even besides that, what's coming down, you know, this summer, just stay tuned. But even before that, if you guys seen, there was like a show, you know, with the Dirty Jobs thing with Ed Curry the other night. Now all these news companies are writing articles about the spice community. I think 3 today, just out of nowhere. They're just writing this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, it's about to blow up. So anybody, what I can say is anybody that's like, that's into this, small channels, stuff like that, stick around and just keep putting out content, keep reviewing peppers, keep getting burned, and keep supporting each other. That's the most important thing, is that we all support each other. And yeah, that way Chilipino doesn't get intimidated and puke again.
I try not to. I really do. But people are just intimidating to me.
That's all right. Well, you're doing good, and you know, that's the thing, and I understand it. It's weird with me sometimes. Like, I will literally, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I get on camera and just, I'm recording. I'll have breakfast with a new hot sauce or something, no problem. And then when I started doing the League of Fire stuff, which is not too long back, I had to read the disclaimer, and I got nervous. And I'm like, what the heck? And it's like the first 3 times, maybe 4. That I had to read that disclaimer. My heartbeat went up and I was like nervous. I'm like, what am I getting nervous about? I'm just reading something, you know? And I think it was just putting yourself in a different atmosphere. Yeah. So, you know, if you're used to doing videos a certain way or doing this or doing that, and then you're switching it up, it's automatically just kind of changing the environment a little bit. So.
Did you tell her my mom's from the Philippines?
Yeah, I told her.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
Yeah, He was telling me that you're half.
Yeah, she's a halfie.
Yeah, but I'm adopted though, so culturally I don't know much about it.
Yeah, she's culturally a Southerner.
I'm trying to get to my biological family.
Well, she knows it. She knows her biological family.
I know the Filipino side of my family, but I haven't met my dad's side. I don't know how to find them because it was really easy to find Rico Hermosa in America, but it's not easy to find Spencer, which is my dad's last name.
There's a lot of Hermosas here, so.
Yeah, that's what she is. She's a Hermosa.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think the other part of my Filipino family is like Lozada, something. I don't know. Is that a real name?
No, that was a screen name.
Common name. That's a pretty common
Yeah,
name.
well, Lozada was your grandmother's name, or Rico Hermosa was your grandfather's name, I believe.
Oh, I get confused.
Yeah, and then they split it. One of them in the acting thing went by Rico. Then Hermosa, I don't know how that works. A lot of Filipinos have two last names that were brought together as one at some point in the last 50 to 100 years, and all that about the clans and 300. But yeah, it's a lot of them kept that. So I know a lot of, when I first started like meeting Filipino people. I mean, the Philippines has been. My grandfather was stationed there in World War II. And so he loved it, and he talked to me about it since I was a little kid and everything. And then I had friends from the Philippines when I was young. And over the years, I've just met people. And I started noticing, this was probably like 10 years ago, the two Spanish last names together, like in one name, And I was like, that sounds longer than a normal last name. And then I found out a lot of them, it was at some point they had both names and they kept them, and they made it one name, almost like. Yeah, that's pretty cool, and I absolutely love it. All right, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Just that keep an eye out for the pepper community, because we're about to, like you said, we're about to blow up. We're about to expose ourselves, put ourselves out there like we've never done before. We're a small community, but we're strong, and we're together.
That's right.
For the most part. So, like he said, keep putting stuff out there. Just if you love it, don't be afraid to let the world know what you're passionate about. And if it works out, good for you. If it doesn't, find something else that you're really in love with, and you'll find success wherever you go.
That's wise words. Yes, and by the way, I love your videos. I love them. I absolutely love them. Just that stuff is, and I see that, and they seem to do really good, on Instagram and stuff like that. And it's cool watching you, like you're building this and you're putting this there and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I've probably seen them before. I knew who you were. But, and I have, so I know that I've been on Instagram for, I think, like 2 years, but I stopped posting for a while. And then some people were like, no, you got to go on there. Once I found out if I just post a picture to this and it posts to Facebook, I'm like, okay, here we go. So it's not no extra effort. And then we just started doing these burn sessions on Saturday. This is how this all came about, was Late for Work, Sergeant Dunn, all them. They started doing burn sessions on like Saturday nights, and we would jump on and do a little tincture together or something. Then they took it off Instagram. They were going to do Zoom so we could have more people on, and they were doing it just monthly. And so I decided that I was going to do Tincture Tuesday because nobody was doing it anymore. Johnny Scoville used to do it on the YouTube duel, with a bunch of people. So everybody stopped. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll do a Tincture Tuesday, and I'll just dedicate every Tuesday night to it. We'll get people on. They can burn. We can talk about, promote their channels, their products, whatever. And then we did the Titan Tuesday, and then this is Testimony Tuesday, Meet the Chili Head.
So what other products do we need to promote other than Asian?
Oh, the Blazing Asian drip, and then we have the other sauce. It's the Sweet Sizzle Drizzle. That's the raspberry.
Sweet Sizzle Drizzle. Is that the one? That's the one I tried.
I like that name.
Oh, it's so good. It's not overly sweet. It tastes like fresh raspberries. Like it has that.
Raspberry here.
That's
our favorite fruit.
Absolutely, all day long. Yes.
It's really, really good. It's like good on a piece of salmon that you just put in the oven, like a glaze or some shrimp. is
Oh,
good
okay,
at
yeah.
anything and everything.
That's crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna
Wait,
get going.
I have a question.
All right, go
real
ahead.
quick. Well, as far as the therapeutic aspect, is it working for you? Feeling like it's helping your anxiety to do these interviews?
Yes, very much so, because I thought I would be out here like this. In the beginning, if you look at the history of my channel, it's just peppers. And then, as I got more comfortable, I started putting my face out there, and now I'm doing these interviews and I'm interviewing people. It's it makes me feel less alone, because I know I want to talk to these people. I really do, but I'm just so afraid to, be out there and talk to them and feel, less than. But nobody has ever made me feel like I'm less than any of them. Like they've never met me before, but I feel like I've known them for years after a couple of minutes of talking to them. So that's the best
Well,
part
you're
about this
VIP
community.
tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are the special guest of the night, and thank you to Jimmy Pickles last week. Thank you for jumping on, guys. We're gonna get going.
I'm sorry. I have one more question.
Go for it.
I want to know if you have any health problems, either long term or just seasonal or temporary, that capsaicin has helped you with in any way.
Fortunately, I've been healthy, but I'm just doing this for my own enjoyment. But I'm a nurse by profession, and I have patients that use capsaicin for arthritis, for pain, for digestive issues, cardiac issues. So aside from the endorphin rush that you get, there's a lot of health benefits to eating pepper. So you have the nurse's note for that.
No, she said you have the nurse's note for that there's health benefits. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
we know about that firsthand, and that's always her question to everybody is always, how has it benefited you or other people? But we know, like, it helps with digestion. I mean, there's vitamin C in the fresh pods and so many other things. Help speed up your metabolism. I mean, there's just so much good about it that we just
I really want people to find out about that stuff instead of worrying about it being unhealthy than what we're doing to ourselves. I want them to know that it's healthy for us and it can be for them too.
Yeah, when they're eating a genetically modified corn and soy paki chip with blue dye.
Here. She wants to say hi.
Oh,
hi.
Hello.
Hi, beautiful.
How are you doing?
A princess.
Hi.
She wanted to say hi to the live stream.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you, Chilipino, for jumping on. I will get a hold of you soon.
Thank you for having
send me a message when you get back. Thank you for